Well, hello everybody, welcome back. This is Rob. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to this series. We are embarking on episode 4 of this series we are doing on producing a trance track from start to finish. And today I opened the project and I kind of slid things around a little bit. I'll show you what I did. It didn't really add much to where we left off the last episode, where we kind of added a little loop up here and we started working on, we imported these vocal sounds and kind of spread things out to try to get a sound, to kind of get to what kind of sound is this track going to have. And one of the things that I found out is that the chords are a little bit complex, and I found myself being dragged into kind of a predictable style of chord progression when the chord progression on this track is not really that predictable. Let me illustrate that. I'm going to turn this up a little bit, and I'm just going to play. There's 3 sections. You've got the intro build, then you've got what's going to be kind of the breakdown feel. We are definitely not going to have a side bass, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da playing in the breakdown. As a matter of fact, rather, we're going to have something more like this. It's kind of playing around with the sound today. And then we have the drop, which you're probably more familiar with. This is the point where we are at. This is basically the progress we've made. So let me play all of the 3 different sounds, and then we'll go from there. Whoops. Okay, and so the sound at the very end where it resolves is A flat, major triad. First inversion, or not, it's just a regular, it's just the natural triad. Okay, so what I did is it starts off in F minor, and then I take it down and play the F over a D flat, and then bring it up to an E flat, add 6, add 11, I guess is what this is, and then that A flat major over C, which you can kind of hear which is the synth plugs. That's what they're doing at the very end here. So it was kind of hard to not be dragged into a more familiar sounding chord progression, which would be more like, let me see if I can duplicate it here to give you an idea of what that would sound like. Whoops. Got these, of course. That would be a more common chord progression that you would hear. It's very common in pop music and in dance music, but that's not what we have here. We've got a So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit odd, and I hope it works out, and we're going to try it. We're just going to keep pushing through here. All right, one of the first things that I want to do, first let me play me show you these chords here. This is the chord progression that I just showed you. And this is kind of what we're going to be working with, I've decided, and I think, in my judgment, in the breakdown. So let me get this set here on repeat. And all right, so got this on repeat, and let's just get to the voices here, the dream voices. Let's get rid of the bass. Let's get rid of whatever. Oh, I know what that is. Why don't I just solo this? Okay. Now the change here is dropping the bass note, but I think that I could also raise this up. So I could take this up, next one up, kind of da 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 da. See how that sounds? Okay, so we got kind of a chord progression there. It's really close to where I think it's going to work. So the next thing I want to do is just copy this down to here. Get rid of this. Copy it down to the synth part. Listen to it together. Now I'll tell you right now, I don't like that pad. Definitely gonna get rid of that. Okay, so what I want to do is create let's create a couple more tracks here and drag these down. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're just going to drag these down like so. So now we've got, so we got the dream voices. This right here I'm definitely not going to use. Let's just go to Anna and find something a little bit more analog in the preset. We got pads here. Let's see what we got. Got a choir pad, mellow pad, Normandy pad, prophecy. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's a prophet pad. Let's see how that sounds here. No sound. Oh, that's right. We're not moving. Okay. All right, that's not working. There we go. I like that. The reason I like that because there's movement. All right. I like the movement in that. Okay, a little bit. Let's add the dream voices back in. Much better, much better. Okay, I'm really happy with that. I may even keep that in the intro. Whoop. All right, now I want to, now that I've found my way here, okay, let me see, what do I want? Oh, I know what I'm going to do here. Let's go to Synth Master. Let's go to Synth Master. Synth Master has some really good wavetable sounding pads. So, okay, pads. Okay, that's kind of like the last one. So what we're doing is all right. So I'm just going to flip through these. I may, let's see here, really touchy interface. Okay, that's kind of what I had in mind. So let's just go with that. See how that fits in. Okay, now I want to go with something a little bit lower, and let's see, what do I want for that? Ah, I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. Diva. Actually, I just got this. It's kind of funny because... So let's go to Polysynth. And let's see what we get here. There we go. Kind of a brassy. That's it. Okay. That's pretty unscientific, but let's see here. Okay, looks like a okay. It's got a little bit of a delay on there. That's kind of interesting. Let's see how that sounds. right, let's check out the spectrum analyzer. Let's see how much low info. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I was playing around with a silence earlier, and I'm going to call this drone bass. Okay. And let's see what I got here. Okay. Hopefully that's not too low, but if it works, it'll sound really good. Let me just play that in. Oops. Okay. How about if I not play that in, because it's just easier to draw it in. Let's give myself a little sight here. Okay. All right, so having a little trouble with my mouse. That's what's going on. Okay. Copy paste. And down to C. Might be a little low, but let's see how. Okay, this is going to be breakdown full on. Let's see how we sound. All right, so that's got pretty good potential there. We've got a bunch of layers there. Accordion old? Where did that come from? Got the drone bass. So which one was this one here? Okay. Just going to call that brass pad. Whoops. And name it. And okay, I don't mind that name. Pad beneath. Okay, this is not the Activa pad. Which one is this here? This is the, what was the sound of this one? Yeah, that was the swell pad that provides movement. Okay. And of course, Dream Voices is Dream Voices. And then what I can do is I can do little turnarounds at the very end. We're not going to get into that right now. What I want to do now is focus on the leads. Okay? And not the leads as in... okay, let me get this on repeat here. Not the leads as far as... I'm going to turn that reverb down. I can already tell that's going to be... Okay, I want to have a repeating part that comes in during the intro. You're going to have the intro and then the build before it gets to the breakdown. So what I do is I'm going to take this, I'm just going to take one of these out here because they're already repeating those arcs. So they're already repeating, but I want to have it sound a little bit different. Not as, so that it doesn't totally give away the whole pattern that we're going to hear in the drop. Because in the drop, we're going to hear the same thing, just going through a chord progression. Okay, so what I want to do is take one of these out over here. And drag my cycle region over here. Okay. See what we can play around with the MIDI here. That's where I've got to get me a new mouse or clean this one. I think this one needs a little alcohol. Okay, so I just wanted to get something kind of repeating there. And then that will be essentially the intro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to delete all of this. Now remember, this synth layer is up an octave, so I don't want to mess around with that one. Okay, so, but if I put this up here and delete all these, it's going to play everything in the group. So what I need to do is take this out of the group or just not have that play. Well, I guess I'm going to have to just go like this. Delete all this. Delete all that. And then copy all this down. And then drag this all out. Convert these to real tracks. Okay, so I should have all these playing just as they were. Yep, This. Okay, so now we've got. Okay, now when we spread this out, and let's get rid of this. When we spread this out, we are going to have okay, so I don't like that. All right, so we will go back in here to this one, and this one only. All right. Okay, that's going to work a little bit better. So now we got 86 this one. Bring this down. Go over here. Make sure we're doing this right. And transpose it up an octave. Okay, so we've got that intro worked out. And so what I want to do now is get rid of that. All right, so we've got kind of a track here. We've got the elements, very rough sketch, and it's taken us, what, a couple hours, almost 3 hours now to kind of get a rough sketch, kind of get everything up here on the board. And so what I want to do now is put a little bit better mix on here. So let's start with a kick. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. Let's bring that up a little bit, maybe. And what do we got here? I got vitamin. Let's go here. Let's add one of my favorite EQs. Give it a little boost here in the high end. Okay, so I want to get everything sounding really good now. Let's see where we're at here. I want to have this open too, so we'll see where we're at. Old EQ here. Okay, so what I think I'll do there, since they're all related, just copy. What is this click here? I have no idea what that is. Okay, I've got a kickstart in here, kind of giving a pulse. This one here, let's go with the full ranger. Okay, so those I am going to pan a little bit to the left. Shakers. Pan those to the right. Shakers. The decapitator on there. Low cut that. Okay, what I want to do here is I got a virtual mix rack on here. I don't even remember when I threw that on there. Okay. That is a Neve. So there's nothing wrong with throwing a SSL. Let's bring up the top a little bit. Back that off quite a bit here. Whoa. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that, but what I want to do is I've got that. I want to have some kind of send here. So let's go to bus 5. And I want to have some kind of distortion unit here. Let's go to waves. Let's see, tool rack. What is that? I haven't really used this waves guitar distortion. So what's this tool rack? Let's just figure this out. Okay. So that one, let's see what other setups we have here. Big, dry, clean. I want dry, okay, because we already got a little bit of verb on there. Okay, so what I can do is automate that at specific times and kind of get a some movement going, another opportunity for movement. Okay. Okay, now this psi bass, I want to go in here to Plugin Alliance, SPL, Transient Designer, and I want that to hit a little bit harder, so. Just subtle. Okay. Okay, so let's go over here and grab. I'm just going to go with the Fab filter, Pro Q2, and I want high shelf, and then kind of like that. What do we got here? Okay, I think we're getting a little bit long now, but I want to. Okay, I want to add some, give the drums a space to live in, and then I want to mix these pads and put some effects on these pads. Maybe I'll just do that and have that ready for the next episode, and then go over that with you. Okay, because we're getting kind of long here, probably over an hour. Of course, I said that last time. It ended up being 39 minutes. But anyways, thank you very much. I know it kind of can drag on, but this is basically the process of trying to figure things out, trying to get your track shaped up, getting to this stage. And the next step is to drag everything out, the arrangement, the effects, the builds, all the effects that help the builds, other atmospheric type elements, cymbals. We've got other cymbals that we can add. And so we'll end up, this is probably going to end up being 40 to 50 tracks by the time it's done. And we'll see how it comes out. I think that, because I was kind of worried that we were going to get lost, or the listener was going to get lost between the intro, then the breakdown, then come out of the breakdown, and then have this just not make sense because of what the breakdown was leading the listener to. And that was kind of that problem of having it sound predictable, and it was kind of dragging me into a predictable chord progression, but I had to really kind of keep it in the channel so that when we get to the drop, the listener doesn't get lost. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. So let's play everything through and see what we got again as we fade out. And remember, hit that subscribe button again, and we will see you next time. And hit that like button if you liked this video. Thank you very much. Okay, those are way too loud.